Would you agree that Americans are, I think they're more patriotic than we are? Do you think that's true?
Yeah.
I think they are. I think they do patriotism. They're so much better than we do. I'll give you a perfect example. What would you say is the most famous American airport? John F. Kennedy. That is what everybody says. John F. Kennedy. That is typical American patriotism. They've taken their greatest president they've ever had, John F. Kennedy. They've taken his initials, JFK. They've named the most important airport after him. We've done a similar thing here. We've taken our greatest Prime Minister ever, Winston Churchill, taken his initials, WC, toilets. I love New York. I love the bagels in New York. Bet you like a bagel, Carl, alright? No? What do you like? More of a donut boy, right? Who? You like the cookies? You'd have had the cookie. Yeah. I'll bear that in mind next time. I'll send it up to the uni there. The meal deal. You haven't got a Subway in Ricky, have you? No. Why is it called Ricky? Do you know, I actually went onto Wikipedia today to try to find out a bit more about Rickmansworth. And I didn't find out much. Apparently you affectionately like it to be known as Ricky. Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that because everybody here is big fans of Bianca in EastEnders? No, I found it interesting. I actually went on Wikipedia and looked up this school. And it was an interesting thing. It talked about some of the famous ex-students you've had here. I'll tell you some of the people who've been here. A lot of footballers. David Connolly. Never heard of him. Alex Campana, footballer. Never heard of him. Danny May, footballer. I've heard of this one. Nikki Maxwell, Big Brother contestant, 2007. Anyone know Nikki? Couldn't you get Chico to come here? Was that? Interesting. So. I love my bagels, as I mentioned. There is a place in New York which I love going to. I love it. It's called Essa Bagel, and it is on Lexington Avenue, and it is on 53rd Street, and it's fantastic. I love it. Do you like your bagels, madam? Love my bagels. Every time I go to New York, I go to that place. There's a problem there, because the guy who owns the shop is a very old man, old Jewish guy, and he thinks he's being charming and witty when he hears my accent. What he does is he impersonates my accent. So I will go in, he will hear I'm from England, and he will always say one of two things. He'll either say, "Oh, you from England, sir? Would you like some Marmite on your bagel, sir? Would you get some Marmite on your bagel, sir?" Or sometimes he doesn't say that. Sometimes I'll go in and he does this one. He goes, "Oh, from England, sir? Would you care for a pot of tea with your bagel, sir? Pot of tea with the bagel?" And I think that's bloody racist. I can't believe a Chinese guy goes in there and he starts going, "Oh, you want chop suey? Anyway, the last time I was there, it was about 6 months ago, and I decided I was gonna call him on this. I thought, I'm not gonna let it go this. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna call it. I knew he was gonna do it, because he always does. And on this occasion, he decided to do the spotted tea line. So I went in, he heard I was English, and I'll get the spot of tea. I go, "Oh, spotted tea with the bagel, sir, from England, spotted tea with the bagel." And I looked at him and I said, "What are you talking about?" And he just carried on. "Spotted tea with the bagel from England, that's what you guys say over there, right? Jolly ho, spotted tea." And again, I kept the eye contact with him, and I said, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And he just tried to keep going with it. But at this point, he started to lose his confidence, and the New York accent started to break through a bit. He was going, "Spotted tea with the bagel! Spotted tea, that's what you guys say over the pound, right? Spotted tea!" And I said, nobody, I said, has ever said that to me in my life. And he looked down, and he went, "I'm sorry." And I felt quite good. But credit is due. I sat down, I had my lunch. It was the best Marmite bagel I've ever had. The Comedy Bunker in Ruislip Golf Centre. Has anyone been there at any time? Really been fantastic. Well, it's because I've been running it for 14 years, and I've had a lot of good people there. I'm very lucky with the quality of acts that I'm able to get there. Quite recently, I bumped into an act who used to do it a lot a few years ago before he became famous. I'm talking about Jimmy Carr. And I bumped into him at the Soho Theatre in the West End. He was going to see a show that I was going to see, and I happened to bump into him in the box office area. I hadn't seen him for a few years, and I don't know him well, but we kind of just knew each other because he'd done my club a few times, and when he was coming up, occasionally I'd be at another club and we'd be on the bill together. So I had this, we basically ended up walking up to the bar together. There's me and there's Jimmy Carr, and it was a bit awkward, to be honest with you, because I'm just very aware of the difference in status, because he's like one of those famous people in the country at the moment, and I'm me. And I felt just a bit self-conscious, and we were making small talk, and so I, it was just a bit awkward. And he's like, "Well, so how are you, Joel?" And I said, "I'm very well, thanks, Jimmy. How are you?" "Yes, good." "How's Rice going?" He said, "How's the Comedy Bunker?" I said, "Oh, it's fine. It's really good at the moment, thank you, Jimmy. You're welcome to come back any time." To which he said, "Well, if my career ever goes into a nosedive, I shall let you know." We got up to the bar area, and there was somebody in the bar who used to come as the audience to my club. Her name was Jenny, and she used to come to the Comedy Bunker quite often, and she'd recently moved away. I hadn't seen her for a while, and she spotted me. She obviously recognised Jimmy Carr as well, who was standing next to me, and she came straight over and completely ignored Jimmy Carr and started talking to me. "Hey, Joe, I can't believe I haven't seen you for ages. You're looking great. You've lost a bit of weight. Thank you very much. And how are things?" Anyway, and she's just making small talk, or I'm making small talk, and I can feel Jimmy Carr next to me, who's being ignored by this woman. He's bristling. He's not happy, he's not enjoying this, he's bristling, and I can feel it, I can feel his aura is turning black. We finish our little conversation, Jenny walks away, and Jimmy Carr turns to me and he goes, "Who the fuck was that?" And I couldn't resist, I looked at him and said, I'll be honest with you, Jimmy, I'm not entirely sure, you know how it is with these fans.